Hi, everyone. Hello, friends. Hello. Thank you to everyone who went ahead and joined us in the chat.
I know you
Um,
have all kinds of people in here.
we are starting this stream with apparently StreamYard is telling me 7 viewers, and it is fantastic. I know, I know for a pop-up stream. I was like, "What in the world?" That's what I said. I don't have the energy to shake my head like that, Tiff, but I'm living vicariously through you.
Well, because I have to do something. I'm still trying to wake up, guys.
Yeah. And I'm just struggling not to fall asleep. So it looks like, let me see here. Oh, and the notifications just went out. Laura was our first friend to join us. Hi, Laura. Lauren Adele actually gave me a shout out on her stream, which was really cool that she's doing right now. And she's going to head over here when she's done. Victoria just got back from vacay. Welcome back. It's good to see you back here, honey. Please let me know how your vacation went. And then JC and Morgan are joining us from the day jobs. And let me see here. And Eva's here. Hi, Eva. Hi, cool. It is so good to have you here, friends. Thank you for joining us. We're going to try to be productive today because neither of us has been as productive with our mornings as we wanted to be.
I love that I'm reading the comments over here, and I really could have just watched the screen because I feel like you went through them faster than I did.
I did. I skimmed them. I definitely
Because
did.
all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute, how's she a cool? I don't see Cool Gamer. Where is she? Yeah, I could have just hung out over here.
It's all right. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
still waking up, guys.
listen, we're all. It's okay if we're on the struggle bus. It's a Thursday at 3. Mm. Tiff, did you want to give any introductions? Nah. I feel
Uh,
like we should just.
I
Yeah.
was
Okay.
trying to think. I was like, do I? Do y'all know me? Pretty sure you do, but okay. I'm Tiffany, TLRUSSLIFESTYLE on the interwebs here. I have a podcast, This Great Life. I'll be streaming right after Gwenna tonight
Mhm.
for S'mores and Scribbles. We'll just be flipping because she'll be
Mhm.
there. I have Soda to stay awake. I have at least 2 chapters or 2 episodes to get through while we're on here so that I can then write a chapter while we're on mine. So we will be productive on mine as well tonight. For those of you that are used to giggles and laughs and maybe one sprint, there might actually be 3. Um,
Whoa, that's insane.
I
I'm
know.
so excited.
I have to get some stuff done today, guys. I have to. Or else all that talk of, hey, my Bella is coming on the 26th may not happen. So
Yeah.
there you go. Uh, so I have to get some stuff done. So yeah, there you go. That's me. Come hang out.
And Tiff does have a break in between. We end at 5:30 Eastern time here, which is 4:30 Central time. And if you want to just go ahead and pull up Tiff's stream, it is actually in the description box along with her channel. Because I figured when you said maybe, I was like, oh, she's got work to do. So I went ahead and put both in the description box. So you guys can go ahead and have that pulled up and make it look nice and pretty for her when she gets in her chat.
Yeah, I'd
Um,
love to open my chat and have 7 people. You guys want to rock that out?
I
That'd be
know.
awesome.
That'd be great, right? I was like, what the hell? This is so nice. I feel so loved. So loved.
Oh,
Let me see. Mr. has to go back in later, which isn't a normal thing, but it also means he's off tomorrow. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
yeah, but that also means she's gonna miss a big chunk of me. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
You get me now. So.
If there's a text notification, the odds are higher. Eva, I'll text you when we go live. I'll do that. I'll put a reminder on my phone. We'll send out a text. And with that, I think we're. Oh, hi, friends. I'm Gwenna at Gwenna the Winna. This is my channel. And today I'm actually working in Scrivener that Tiffany has now gotten me addicted to. I am halfway through organizing book one of my fantasy series into Scrivener by scenes. I have act one, act two, all the chapters in, and now we're going in and adding in every scene. I know, and I never really thought, and I know this is very stereotypical, but like when I write linearly, but I never write by scene, which is weird. I know it's weird, right?
No,
I
not
just
necessarily.
so I never thought of going back and editing per scene.
Oh, but I can see. Okay, yeah, I see what you mean.
So now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, wow, look at all the ways that like I can label character development or I can label foreshadowing and I can label blase blase. And I'm like, wow, this is
The labels are my best friend. Like
it's so
I would get
exciting.
lost without my labels in Scrivener because they keep me on track if I'm doing POVs. They keep me on track if I want to keep up with like where the romance plot is going or
Mhm.
the conflict or there's family drama, things like that, which scenes I need to go back and really deep dive edit, things like that. So yeah, that's the labels keep me focused.
Yeah, I'm in it now and I'm like, wow, everyone was right. Tiff really got me in this. She really looked out for a girl.
I love that you just said everyone was right. I'm not saying everybody needs to hear that, but JC, um, just pay attention. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and Eva, I'll be honest, like this makes it so manageable. Like I looked through just my scenes in Act 1 and I was like, "Oh, I can do 500 words at a time."
You can
It's
do
just
however
like
many words you want to do at a time.
I know, and it just like it clicked in my head. It clicked in my head that I didn't have to edit a whole chapter at once. And I don't know, like intellectually I knew that, but
Well, I feel like because you're working on like your massive thing, wait until you get into it for your Kindle Vella. Because
I'm
like when you get into it, like I'm just now exploring, like setting up a template. Maybe not today, not today. Bring it back to me. Bring it back.
not
'Cause
today.
that's what happens, and that's how I get lost. But I'm just now working on trying to figure out like a template for a Kindle Vella and
Mhm.
how to kind of work that where it still has like the series Bible, but it also breaks down into say like seasons or like episodes or things like that. And think about like when you can look at it and like draft or like outline what a season
Mhm.
one looks like or what a
Mhm.
season two looks like. So I'm kind of looking at because that's one of the great things about Scrivener is that they do have that script writing
Mhm.
part. So I kind of looked at one of the script writing templates and was kind of looking at that for how I was looking at this. And so, and I went back and looked at our shameless plug Kindle Vella roundtable,
Shameless plug.
and kind of got some ideas from there. So I'm kind of putting that together, and I've had so much fun, like so much fun organizing it.
I would love to workshop with you on that. If you ever want to sit down and be like, "Hey, let's create a Kindle Vella template," I will happily sit down with you and be like, "Hey, can we add this? Can we do that?" JC, that's the thing though. Like I was writing chronologically straight through and like it's just now hitting for me that it's possible to do it some other way in a way that actually makes sense to my brain because it stays organized in Scrivener, right? When I was writing scene by scene on these bigger projects, it was always getting lost and I'd have like 1,000 documents. But here in Scrivener, I can literally just create a new scene and then just drag and drop it. And like when you say that, it's like, oh, what's the big deal? You could do that anyway. But like then you actually do it and you're like, oh, that's the big
It is so
deal.
much easier to find than in Word.
Oh my God. It's so good. It's so good, Tiff. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Yes, it is a big deal. Eva, hi. And hi, Deidre.
And
My
I'm not
extension's
saying
kicking in.
that there might be a Scrivener workshop scheduled by the end of this stream between me and Gwenna coming up with the Kindle Vella template. I'm just saying if there is one, don't be surprised. That's all.
You know, you know, if we look at our schedules. I write linearly too, in order, with the occasional scene written out of order if it pops in my head. But I outline by scene and draft by scene and edit by scene, and I just never considered editing by scene before then.
Yeah.
My draft tends to add quite a few words, and as I realize I need to just add a scene or break a scene apart.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I don't like about Scribbler. It's all right. We all have our processes, JC, versus yours.
Okay, that's okay. I'm gonna find something in Scrivener that just speaks to her heart. Speaks to her little writer heart.
You know what, JC?
Find something.
However your process works, we are supportive as long as you're getting words on the page. You know. And with that, we should probably hop into our first sprint because we do have things to do, Tiff.
Absolutely. I'm here for it.
Yeah, we have things to do. So we're going to share screen, and we are actually using Laura's Aurora Borealis timer, which I saw JC using on one of her streams, and I'm kind of hooked. I absolutely love it.
Hey,
So I
I've
know,
never
right?
had this before, but guys, I always use, not to down Laura's timers because I love Laura's timers, but let's branch out. If you guys know any other timers, drop them in the chat for me to
Please.
use tonight. That would be kind of fun because
Yeah.
I generally use the same timers over and over again. I would love to find some of your favorite timers and put them up. So drop them in the chat so that I can add them.
Yes, do that and do that here. And then do that in Tiff's as well, but like drop them in Tiff's before her chat so she can come into the 7 viewers. Do that. And before we hop into a sprint, hi Haley, welcome to my channel. We are about to dive right in. About to dive right in and get some stuff done. Alrighty, Tiff, we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, let's go. Bring it, bring it, bring it, bring. Welcome back, everybody. Right on time. Okie dokie, artichokes. Let's get into the question real quick. I've got a couple starred comments. Oh, before we do that, JC wants us to remind you, Tiff, that you are the one who convinced her to try Notion.
I will take all the baby steps.
All the baby steps until we are sprinting. um, are we getting vulnerability checks or a daytime stream slider? Y'all were really in it, and I was like, okay, you know what? We'll ask a question then. We'll prompt some conversation. And then Des came in. Hi, Des. If you feel like joining us after housework or if you want to cool down in front of your computer, you have the link in your email, my love. Let me see. Let me see. It was a gentle bring. Congrats, Deidre, for getting 398. I know. Good job, Deidre. And good job, Haley, for working on your editing, your video. Awesome, awesome. I managed to get all but my last 2.5 chapters uploaded into Scrivener of this novel. So what about you, Tiff?
I got through all of the first edits, and now I have, well, because what I did was I went through and I just went through all the simple things, and then if it was anything that, like, I wasn't sure if I agreed with, or if I was like, oh, I feel like she missed what my point was there, I left those. So now I need to go back through those, and then there's a whole scene I need to rewrite.
I'm sorry.
Whatever. No, you're not. She didn't like the scene anyway. I know how you are. You didn't like it, y'all.
It's because I love you and I love your work and I want
love
it
it.
to be great.
It's all her fault that I'm rewriting this. I'm just letting y'all know. If you only get 3 episodes when the Kindle Vella uploads on Tuesday, that one right there is false. Had a whole bunch of extra sets, and then all of a sudden somebody came back and they were like, really, you could cut this.
I'm gonna hide my
I
face.
don't think it's doing anything for the plot. Although in all fairness, that might not have been your words. That might have been
I don't think those were my words. Those weren't my exact words.
I think Morgan's were more like, yours were a little bit more animate, like, I don't know, I think I cut it. Morgan's was more like, if you want to keep it, go ahead. It's not really doing anything for the plot.
She said that? I love her. I love her so much.
So, yeah. Although I guess part of it was my fault. I did say, what about this scene? Because Gwenna was like, it could be cut. And she was like, yeah, I can see that. So maybe I shouldn't have said anything because she just edited through it. She didn't say anything.
I know, right? Damn, ouch, Morgan. It's not all on me. It's partially Morgan and Barrett's fault. I'm gonna blame them.
Barrett didn't even read it. How do you get into that?
I'm gonna blame him by proxy.
He hasn't even read anything.
I'm blaming him by proxy.
I did, well, in all fairness, Barrett is reading my nano novel, which was like almost 90,000 words. So I felt really bad about giving him like the Kindle Vella to read along with that. So I was like, you know what? You just stick with that.
Eva gets it. Barrett's definitely part of it.
Okay, when he comes on the stream, I'm gonna tell him I tried to defend him. And I know, Laura, no, sometimes you do need the harsh criticisms.
Oh, bye, Haley. Thank you for hopping by. Yeah,
Oh, I
it's
know, Deidre. I'm not complaining. I very much appreciate them being the CPs because seriously, they're like amazing. But you know, you wrote it. It's got a special place in your heart. That's all I'm
yeah.
saying.
Oh, hi, Mr. Blandis. Hi, welcome. Let me see. Oh, the comments jumped. If it's constructive criticism or real life reader opinion, it's not harsh by existing alone. That's deep.
Oh.
All right.
And to answer
Let's.
your question, hot dog versus bratwurst.
Yes.
I actually am a neither person, but if I have to choose, I can do a hot dog if it is grilled.
Hmm.
And my new favorite way of doing bratwurst is actually in the air fryer.
In the air fryer. I've got to try it.
You
I've got
put
to put
like a
everything in my air
quarter of
fryer.
a cup of water in the bottom, and then you cook it for like 15 minutes, but every 5 minutes you rotate it. And then they come out very juicy and just amazing.
Oh, with some brown gravy and mashed potatoes, I bet that would be delicious.
Or barbecue sauce and some chips. But hey, to each its own.
That's the difference. That's the cultural difference there. I'm like gravy and taters. And you're like barbecue sauce and chips.
I mean, it's kind
That's
of
Southern
nice.
versus Midwest, is what that is.
No, it's more because I don't like gravy, so that's never going to be my.
There you go.
It's like it's just never going to be my conversation, no matter what.
Wow. So Deidre says generally hot dogs, but she loves a good barbecue bratwurst. I'm a bratwurst all the way. If there's a choice between them, I'll choose a bratwurst over a hot dog every time.
Yeah, if I have to choose, bratwurst is definitely going to win.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just randomly get a taste for a nice all beef hot dog that's
Hmm.
grilled, tasty.
I don't know that feeling. I've never craved a hot dog in my life.
It's generally only if I'm on vacation with my family because we grill
Mm.
hot dogs and hamburgers a lot because of the kids.
Now I'll do hot dogs and like cut them up in baked beans or like mac and cheese for like, a desperation meal.
Now, see, I don't do that. I do Polish sausage to cut it up in
Really?
the baked beans. Yeah.
Yeah, and JC was saying something about Polish sausage too, but like I guess because I haven't had Polish sausage, sausage. There's no Polish population in North Georgia.
Oh, see, that's one of my favorite breakfasts. Speaking of your taters. Oh, are you frozen? Y'all, I think she froze. Oh no. Uh-oh.
Can you hear us?
Okay,
My
I can hear
Wi-Fi
you
went
now.
in and out. I'm at the library.
Oh, okay.
I think the library had a moment.
Speaking of your potatoes or your taters,
Mhm.
one of my favorite breakfasts is I cut up potatoes and I put I'm an air fryer kind of girl. I've become an air fryer girl. And I season them up like you would like a roasted potato and put them in the air fryer and then I add peppers and Polish sausage and
Uh-huh.
then when it comes out I sprinkle it with cheese and melt the cheese over
Uh-huh. Okay.
it.
Cut my hot dogs in half and grill it on the stove so the outside gets a bit crispy and browned.
Oh, I can deal with that. Just even that's not a desperation meal for me. That's just I feel the need to have a baked potato.
I know, right? If I have to have if my favorite ways to eat chili are straight out of the can, topped with everything or on top of everything.
Yeah, I rarely do canned chili. I normally make it homemade. But
Mhm.
when I used to work at this bank in Colorado, there was this hole in the wall, ridiculous diner that was
Mhm.
maybe 2 blocks up that you didn't want to look too closely at anything in there because it would gross you out. Like it was old, like it was run down, but they used to have this potato, and I swear to you, if you get a dinner plate, that's about
Mhm.
how big that potato was if you cut it
Ooh.
in half and opened it. And it came served with butter, sour cream, red chili or green chili, cheese. onions if you wanted it, and something else, and that was the best lunch in the history of the world. It
Uh,
was so good. We would go get it, and it was just like,
it looks like a lot of people are on the hot dog train.
I'm seeing this.
Yeah, Laura's the only one with me on these bratwursts, or you and me on these bratwursts.
Yeah.
Oh, and Victoria's been a vegetarian for 4 years, which congrats to her, right? That is dedication to do
They
that.
do have vegan hot dogs, though, I think.
She said they were gross.
Oh, I don't doubt that. I'm just saying they have them.
And it
Well,
looks
but
like,
I'm only saying that. Look, I'm not vegetarian. Or plant-based or vegan or any of that. But every person I know that has tried, it seems like almost like any type of like certain vegan burgers or hot dogs or things like that, they always say it's not as good. So that's why I said I don't doubt it. I'm not downing anybody's vegan or vegetarian style.
well, then don't tell me you're serious. I hadn't had, I'm the kind of poor where I didn't have homemade chili until I was in high school because a can of chili costs 50 cents and it'll last me 2 meals. I know, I know. I'm that
How
kind of
does a
poor.
can of chili last you 2 meals?
Because you put everything on it, right? You put cheese and peppers and fresh greens, and you put like by fresh greens I mean like scallions or chives
Right,
or
right, right.
cilantro, parsley, and then you eat it with chips, so it fills you up, or bread, so it fills you up
Okay, I'm
fast.
still trying to figure out how, or maybe I just have a different type of menu or hunger because I was like, how's that 2 meals?
No,
I'm
because
still
like
eating
a
like that,
can's
but like,
this
how's that
big,
2 meals?
right? And you do half a can, and then half of it's like cheese and sour cream, and like you get all the mix-ins. You pour it over a
I can
plate of
do
chips.
cheese. I can't do sour cream in my chili.
Really?
Mm,
Wow.
mm. Only on that baked potato. When they did that baked potato, I could do sour cream. I don't know if it's the baked potato or not, but like generally, sour cream on my chili. Mm-mm. But I
Yar.
used to make this thing that my friend affectionately called chili lasagna, where I would make like chili, and like if I've had it a couple of days just to mix it up, I would do macaroni noodles. Like I'd boil macaroni noodles, and then I would take the macaroni noodles and I put them on the bottom, put the chili,
Mhm.
put cheese, put more macaroni noodles, chili, cheese, and then I put it in the oven and bake it until the cheese melted through, and
Uh-huh.
then pull it out and then scoop it up into a bowl.
Ooh. You said until the cheese melted through, and I salivated.
Mhm.
Oh wow, yeah. You know, when 25 cents has to feed you,
Oh, we've all been that poor.
and you know. My mom has always made chili. She didn't make it a lot, but she always made it. Yep.
Yeah.
I know, me too. We
That's what my
had,
cousin always said. She was like, when you were getting fancy, we always made like spaghetti.
you know, like if it takes more than 10 minutes or it costs more than $1 a person, it's a fancy meal. Here we go.
Oh,
Here's some
what are
doom
struggle
struggle.
nachos?
Struggle nachos.
Yeah.
I would use some chili on top of the tortilla chips. That's what I call struggle nachos. You know, but if you got nothing else, a can of chicken, and some seasoning will do.
Because again, I just feel like that's nachos. Maybe I didn't know we were struggling. We were just eating.
You know, I feel like with nachos, you're supposed to have like the liquid cheese, but we would use like the shredded cheese, the cheap cheese that you could get for like a
See,
buck.
I thought you were only supposed to use the liquid cheese if you were dipping the chips in the cheese. If you were doing where you did the nachos and then you melted cheese over it, then I thought you used the shredded cheese.
Mm-mm.
And see, my grandmother had, I'm going to try to say it right, y'all, the government cheese. Uh, not government, government. Uh,
Um,
cheese. And I'm telling you what, they say that stuff won't melt, but my grandmother made it melt.
Like what teacher says, girl, I use whatever's cheap.
Because she could make like she would get offended. We would stop at Burger King on the way to her house, and she's like, "Why you spending $5 for a Whopper? I can make y'all a hamburger." And darned if it wasn't better than Burger King. I'm just
Yes, it was every time. But grandma's cooking always tastes better, right? Because she made it with love and a little bit of aggression.
and I'm telling you, like we'd stop stopping there. We would go to my grandmother's and be like, "Make us a Whopper." Get in that kitchen, her and her meat and her government cheese,
Mm-hmm.
do all kinds of stuff, bring it out, and you sit there, mm, so good.
Blandis buys a rotisserie, and I'm one of those people. I'll make a rotisserie last for 5 days.
Honey, I have bought a rotisserie chicken and ate all weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Between
Mm-hmm.
and made different meals between chicken chili and chicken tortillas and quesadillas and then just chicken with some barbecue sauce.
You know, you can like boil the rest of the meat off the bones real quick and make it like a flash soup.
Ooh, I haven't tried that. But my
Yeah,
aunt did say you can make really good gumbo with
yeah,
some
with a
rotisserie chicken.
rotisserie. Hmm. Yep, yep, yep. One of my grandmas doesn't know about season. Maybe so. Oh, honey, I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
oh, Lord, come on down. We'll season you up some food.
We'll feed you good. Don't you worry about that, baby. We'll feed you just right.
My grandmother never met a seasoning she didn't like. Some of them she should have stopped.
Yeah. Okay, so I used to do this weird thing where I'd take some ground beef, cook it up, and make some ramen noodles and mix it together. My mother thought it was disgusting. That sounds like a meal.
I just watched, what was it? It was a thing, and this woman made beef and broccoli, but she made it with ramen noodles, and it was teriyaki beef with broccoli.
A little bit of cheap teriyaki sauce, a little bit of beef, some frozen broccoli.
She made her own teriyaki sauce with some brown sugar and some soy sauce and some honey
All
and
right,
some
listen,
onions and
get it,
garlic.
get it.
So yeah,
If you have all those things on hand, might as well. Why would
I
you
was
spend
here for
$5
it.
on a bottle of teriyaki sauce if you got all those things? You know what I mean? We bought shredded
Oh
and
yeah,
baked.
yeah.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That'll take me back. I'm trying to squeeze 3 sprints in, so we're gonna go ahead and sprint again.
I have a whole scenery right. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Here we go. Share screen, window.
Now I've never added Velveeta with ramen, Eva. You got me.
Yeah, I've had I'm just not a fan of Velveeta, to be honest. Something about like the flavor of it. It might remind me too much of my childhood and trigger trauma or something like that. I
Hmm.
don't like it.
I don't know. My grandmother used to put Velveeta in her macaroni and cheese. That's the only thing I really remember her using Velveeta for.
And I've heard
And that's
about
when
that.
we thought we were fancy because it wasn't the government
You
cheese.
know, and that's what my parents always put, and like my father always put in his homemade mac and cheese. But now that I'm older, I'm like, no, I don't want to touch it.
I love JC. You know what happens when you bring up food here.
I know we all got distracted. All right, we're gonna sprint for real. All right, guys, bye. Sorry, friends. And peekaboo, let's get back to it. I lost track of time. How did you do, Tiff Tiff? Am I still muted? Oh, I'm not muted. Okay.
Yeah, I was still muted. You know how like you're in the middle of rewording a sentence, and I was like, if I stop, I'm gonna forget what words I have to delete.
Yep.
And so that's why I was like, 1 minute. Because I was like, I will easily forget. All of a sudden, it will be like, oh, like Morgan caught me on something that I forgot the person. I took the pictures that they found off the wall. And then in the paragraph, I was like, they ripped the pictures off the wall. And she was like, the wall? What wall? Did they bump into a wall? Did you throw them in? Where'd the wall come from? And so that's where I was at. Like, she would easily be looking at, why are they both bringing them back and remembering at the same time? So, yeah. I got through, I think, the first 3 or 4 scenes that I needed to work through. Again, still saving the big rewrites. I'm just going through the ones that are rewrites, but they're smaller, like a sentence or a word or something that doesn't quite make sense.
Oh, bye, Deidre.
Bye.
Have a good rest of your day, baby. I managed to get the rest of my first book up into Scrivener. And I know. Next part is going to be getting what I have of the outline of the 2 books right after. And I need some help titling it, or at least the other 2. So the title of the first one is Fire in the Blue Range, right? And keep in mind this is a fantasy. Fire in the Blue Range.
Okay.
Now, and this is a fantasy adventure tale, lots of death and murder and all that sort of stuff. Now, book 2, following the main character, I know, is Screams in the Wilds, which I think is okay. But book 3, which is going to be a companion to book 2, did I just do 2 twice? I don't know. What are my hands today? I'm a little bit torn on because it's going through a wasteland, but the wasteland is in the Fae, following the bestie, and she's a priestess mage of the Fae religion. So I'm wondering what we're going to title that. So if anyone has some ideas on that, please drop them in the chat while we catch up on the chat. Let me see here. Let's go back to my starred. Welcome back, Haley. And I know you said you ended up not getting much done, but I wish you the best of luck in thumbnails and all that good stuff. I always forget to take a thumbnail when I'm trying to record videos. And then I end up screenshotting my face, but I always make very funny faces.
No.
So. That's so disrespectful. You leave me in my double chin alone.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me and my crazy faces.
You do have crazy faces. I love it. And Laura was invited. I know, to write a craft.
Exciting.
I think that'd be excellent, Laura. Excellent.
I do get to a point that would be a lot of work, and you would have to really sit down and talk to people or get them get their approval for stuff. And copyright is no joke.
It really is not any joke. Hi, peekaboo. Yes, I did say that. Victoria got distracted. That's okay. Happens to the best of us. I hope you hydrated. And that's really all that matters. Hydrate and don't die straight. Morgan worked on a puzzle and did some day job stuff. Thank you for catching that, Tip. Is there a color tied to the 3rd book? Not necessarily, right? Because the Blue Range is a mountain range, and then the wilds are foresty, but
What's
book
the
three
title
is
of the second one again?
Screams of the Wilds.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't think he said a color in there, but then I was looking down. She said it was blue and then green, so I was thinking maybe there was a color and I missed it when you said it.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Type the titles in the chat. Yeah, I can do that.
Oh, see, she thought you said green too. Okay.
Yeah, and I
So
mean,
I was
like,
like, was there a color?
I think the green is evoked by the term the wilds, right? Like, because when I think of wild, I think of like a big, lush green forest, but it might not be. So I might need to retitle that one too. So, yeah. Honestly, I need to run my proper thumbnails. Half the time I try and screenshot a smile on my face and say, good enough. Me too. Hi, easing my way into today's word count. I hope we're here to help you. Hi, Margaret. Screams.
We all were confused.
A ring-a-ling-a-ling, and I got a peekaboo. Ooh,
I do like that Wisp in the Wasteland.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the working title. Thanks, Eva. That's all I needed.
You can even do Whispers in the Wasteland. A wasteland of whispers. Wasteland of wisp. Wisp along the wasteland.
I know.
Whisper your wasteland to me. No.
He says, I win. You do win, Eva. You do. Let me see. Yes, congratulations. That was about it.
So speaking of titles, let's talk for a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so my story that that Barrett's reading.
Mm-hmm.
In theory, it's a 5-part series.
Mm-hmm.
And I have this whole idea because it does deal with shapeshifters.
Mm-hmm.
That I've like the whole working title has always been Waking Moon. Because I have this whole idea of waking moon, shifting moon, hallowed moon, darkening moon, ascending moon. So it's kind of like the 5 titles that I've kind of been working with.
Mm-hmm.
But then I looked it up, and there are 3 moon titles that are very similar to Waking Moon. It's like the Waking Moon, the Waking of the Moon,
Mm-hmm.
something else moon. Do you think I need to change it? Because I
Yeah.
really don't want to.
I mean, it depends. Like, how popular are those books?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I could have looked that part up.
If they're popular, then change it. If they're not popular, then keep it.
Okay.
I was
I
looking.
agree, Eva. Waking Moon is a great title. And it
Mm-hmm.
works with what's happening. Oh, apparently there's now Prime Reading.
Yeah. Margaret says I'd pick different participles if you like the structure enough.
Okay. Okay, there's Waking the Moon, The Waking Moon, Waking the Moon, Waking the Moon, A Twisted Fairy Tale, Sleeping Earth, and Waking Moon. One is Kindle Unlimited, so it's not telling me how many reviews or anything it has. One has like 6 reviews, one has 72, and one has 101.
None are all too big, but at the same time, that 72 and 101 could give you trouble. What Eva said, are they in your genre? Are they both shifter fantasy? Because if they're shifter fantasy, then yeah, you might have to change.
That's something about bullies. I can't tell. I may have to read the whole description. This one doesn't quite. It says a beloved paranormal romance, and mine is paranormal, but it doesn't say anything about shifters. I don't know what that means. A tall yet yummy leader? I mean, leader of what?
Did they actually describe one of their characters as yummy in the back cover?
It says they want her to hook up with their tall, possibly evil, yet yummy leader, Noah.
Okay.
Okay, this
Yeah.
one does
To each
mention
author their own.
huh?
To each author their own.
You're like, that's weird.
To
This
each
is a
their.
gothic fantasy, but it is set on a college campus, and mine is on a college campus as well.
Ooh. I mean, I kind of like Coffee Lives does this comment like a waking series with different titles. So you could be like Waking Moon Rising, right? Waking Moon Shifting, Waking Moon Hollow, something like that. Waking Moon Darkness, Waking Moon The Descent,
Hmm.
right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Although speaking of random popular books,
Yeah,
um,
I would
apparently,
too.
Michelle Obama has a new book that's not even out for pre-order, and it's a bestseller. How does that? I mean, I appreciate it. I'm not mad at her, but I just love the fact that it's not even out. It's just now out for pre-order, and it's already a bestseller.
It's, you know,
I want to do that.
God bless the publishing industry, right? God bless the publishing industry. Mm.
Um,
I hope I hope one day this
ooh,
let me see.
wait a minute. I could do Stirring Moon.
Yep. Starring Moon would be
That could
good.
maybe work.
Descending Darkness, Awaking Moon series example. Truth. Yeah.
Well, she doesn't fully descend into darkness. Like none of them descend fully into darkness. Well,
Yeah,
one.
she is the Michelle. I mean, good for her. I'm
I
happy
know.
for
I'm not
her.
mad at her.
I'm not mad at her. It's just the publishing industry where I'm a little bit like,
I mean, Margaret, because bestsellers can't status is
I
a
know.
scam.
I know. In all caps, she said that too. This is a voice from the verifiable literal meaning. I lose all hope. Yeah.
Oh,
All
that's
caps.
I love it.
What Margaret said.
Huh? The shit or the Stirring Moon is kind of sitting in my head.
Why did I
Maybe
just get such deja vu from my deja vu? Weird. I had deja vu, and as I was pulling up Eva's comment, and then I had deja vu of me saying deja vu. And, I mean, I'm where I'm meant to be, I suppose. Like when you get it double, it means a good thing, right?
have you ever watched this TV show Fringe?
I love Fringe.
One of my favorite parts is when they're talking about deja vu, and the character Peter is like, "I never get deja vu," and it's because there's not the extra Peter in the alternate universe. It's like,
I know. I love it. It's good stuff. I
I
must
know,
be
I love
popular in my alternate universes. I must have many bodies across the universes.
I totally want to write an alternate universe story.
The end of my big series. So you know how my Vela is like the first book in a potential 20 to 30 book series. The
I didn't
last
know that, but that's a lot of books.
take pity on me.
I feel better about the 5 that I'm considering. Thank you.
Yeah. It'll last me my lifetime. It is
How do you
such
outline 20 books? Like a
I
20.
already did it. I don't know how I did it, but I've been working on this outline since I was 11 years old. So here we are. I know.
Like, I'm struggling to fully grasp like book 5, which I'm like, well, it's okay because I'm not there yet. Let's go with the outline of book 2 right now.
I have written nearly 1 million words just in scene highlights and ideas for this story. I'm serious, Tiff. Over the course of 11 years, or since I was 11 years old, which would be 15 years. I've been working on this story. I know. I know. It's a lot. Thank you. Right. But
I
the
don't even
very,
think like JD Robb sat down and was like, ooh, or
yeah.
like what's the like there was a bunch of like those like mystery type of series.
Mhm. It's
I
not a
don't think it's
mystery.
the
It's all
President
adventure, fantasy, and sci-fi, right? But the genre
Let's
blends so
make it
much.
20 bucks.
Yeah, no, because like the series, this part of the series I'm working on now that starts with my villa will be about 5 to 6 books, and then the prequel series will be at least 4 to 5 books, and then the post series based off a spinoff character named Valerie. She's going to have at least 6 books of her own because she's got about 5 to 6 different parts of her life. And then that Valerie's adopted son gets his own series, but simultaneously another key player gets their own series. And that key player has 3 different alternate versions of themselves because at that point it gets into string theory and it goes across 3 different strings and they'll have at least 2 books of each string, which will be the problem books and then the solution books across those 3 different strings. And then finally that third string character goes into the first string and saves the world, right? And that'll be the end of that, like the son's story. So like I exactly, so that's my exact face, but like that's where this is going into string theory and alternate dimensions at the very end of it. I know. I know. I know what I got myself into. Eva, Eva, I love you. Wow, spoiler day.
Like, okay, no need to read the other 17.
Eva, if in 40, 50 years when I'm still working on this series, you remember this moment, I will personally send you a signed copy of every book.
Oh, that is awesome.
Oh, I love it. Yes, it is a lot of
That's
books.
just like the best thing ever.
I know, it's ridiculous. And that's not even the fantasy series I'm working on right now. It's not even the fantasy series. Like, I'm going to die writing this series, Tiff. The look on your
I don't know that. I mean, maybe, by the time you get to like book 15, like they will figure it out. Like cures for a bunch of stuff will be in Star Trek land. Um, life will be extended and hey, there you go.
Hmm. Yes, I do have a lot of projects, Haley. I only ever write 2 at a time, though. So, I try to keep my ducks in a row. They're quacking a lot, but they're in a row.
I am foolishly considering adding a third.
I feel like you need to sprint a lot. That comment wins. That comment wins the chat. That's the comment of the day. Let me pin that. We're pinning that for the rest of this.
I am foolishly considering adding a third project.
No, Tiff, don't be me. Don't be
Well,
me.
here's the thing. Okay, I'm foolishly considering adding a third project, but it would be a short story.
Hi, Nick. A short
So it
story.
would really, and I'm reading this book called A Book in a Week. So I
Mhm.
think I would experiment with that to see if I could write it in a week. Because it really would only be like somewhere between 10 and 20,000. So it wouldn't be like I would be writing like a whole new series or a whole new, well, I mean, it would end up being a series, but this would only be like a short story.
Yeah, I've heard of that, but I'm not sure I could do it. Like a book in a week. Is it good?
So here's the thing. I'm reading the sample of it because I'm
I
not
love
sure I'm going to
this.
spend the $7 to buy it.
Yikes, Tiff. No.
Because some of us have grown up and become cheap. Because there was a time
Mhm.
frame that I just would have just bought it and been like, whatever, and then never read it. Um,
All right, you guys, I promised 3 sprints and I want to give 10 minutes at the end. So we're going to do a 10-minute sprint because I have to be out of my library room at 5:30. I promised my librarians I would not take their room for more than 2.5 hours. So we're going to hop right into a 10-minute sprint. I love you guys. And this is going to be our last sprint before we can all go over to Tiffany's channel.
I just read Eva's comment about not being a third project. It would be a YouTube project.
It's so good. I love her so much.
It's like she's a great, great woman of our time.
All right.
Yeah, I'll go
Here
get
we
food. That'll be great. Oh, it started.
Yes, ma'am. Ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. I know, 10 minutes flies by.
So I bit the bullet
What'd you do?
because I went back to the book. I think I confused it with a different book. This one was only $2.99. And apparently it's part of a series. There's like this book, there's another book, and then there's a marketing for free book
Mhm.
that's going to be out in August, and I could get all three books for like five something. So I went ahead and just bought all
Ooh.
three.
Yes, ma'am. You know, I got paid today. Will you actually drop that link in the chat? I think you're wrenched.
Huh?
Will you drop that link in the chat so I
Yeah.
can? Yeah, yeah, because I got paid today.
Oh, sure.
Yay! Thanks.
I'd
I
be
need
okay.
all of those things.
But yeah, I was like, what the hey?
Michelle
And then
actually.
I also, after I did it, and then I went in and looked at my card. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta rent that lens for the wedding that I'm supposed to be photographing. You know,
Mhm.
let's do the responsible thing. And now I'm confused because I went in and I looked at it, and it's looking like I'm not sure if I did it right because it's still got all of my stuff still saved. I don't think I had a promotional code, but I am gonna look in my email and make sure. But it could be because I took the other. That's right. I think I took the other lens off. Because originally I was doing two. Um, but one of them it won't. What is it? It won't fit my camera.
Oh.
So, which is really annoying because I really want to um play with it,
Mhm.
but I may have to at some point like do like rent an actual camera along with the
Mhm.
lens to play with it.
That would be expensive.
It depends on how long I rent it.
Okay.
Because like I'm renting this lens for the weekend, and it's not. It's this is how camera equipment works, y'all. In case you didn't know. So when people are like, "Why does it cost so much to take pictures?" Here you go. This is a $2,500 lens. I'm renting for a weekend for $100.
That's still too much.
This is why photography is expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Jesus.
it's a my father looked at it at one point because he wanted to buy it for when he goes to his air shows.
Mhm.
And actually I'm lying. I think it was $2,100, but still. It's a $2,100 lens. And um I'm renting it for like a little over $100, but then there's still shipping and taxes and everything. So it'll probably equal out to close to about 150, if not more.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's
Hi to everyone who joined us. I'm so happy to have you guys here, but we have to say goodbye because I've got 4 minutes and a couple of seconds left at my library reservation before the librarians stare me down and give me the evil eye. So we have to go now. I love them a lot and I don't want to be the disappointment in their life today. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up. I will see you all shortly on Tiffany's stream, which is linked in the description box. So go ahead and click it and be there and be waiting. Um,
I'll
let
be
me
there
see.
after I eat the leftovers from yesterday.
Yes. And if Tiff doesn't put the link here,
Just
Tiff will
kidding.
put the link in her own chat. There she is. Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know. Sorry, Nia. LOL, Biden. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Just playing with your emotions, Nia.
I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry.
It's so wrong. Wait a minute. Isn't Nia supposed to be at her exercise class? Aren't you supposed to be at your exercise class? You can't answer me through the TV, but
Ooh,
hey.
ooh, sick burns. Ooh. We're going to wave goodbye now. Bye, everyone.
Bye.